Mr. Efron, I had asked you before how you traveled to Los Angeles. You said you took a commercial Delta flight, correct?
Yeah.
Did you bring any weapons with you when you took that flight to Los Angeles?
No.
Specifically, did you bring a handgun with you?
No.
All right. Right before we broke, you were talking about what it would mean for your career, or as you understood what it would mean for your career if you got into a physical fight or and Your Honor, just so the record is clear, we mark this as catch 15?
The thumb drive?
Yes.
15.
On equals 15, it's the file that I'm playing is labeled sequence surveillance video. All right, Mr. Efron, I'm going to play just a few seconds of this video, then I'll ask you some questions. Stopping that. What's that number? It's really small. It's at 30 seconds on the video player. Did you recognize the what was captured on that video in those 30 seconds? Did you recognize what we saw there?
Yeah.
And did you specifically recognize that to be the first incident that happened when you first linked up with the defendant?
Yes.
Did you recognize yourself in that video?
Yes.
Play it again from the beginning, and I'll stop it. Okay. I think I stopped it at 6 seconds, if I can read that from here. The first person that we saw walking down the sidewalk on the screen, who was that?
Wait, the person
Play it again?
The person that I seen?
Yes.
Yeah, that was right.
No, the first person that we saw coming down.
Oh, that's me.
That's you,
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And I'll play it forward a little bit from here. And pause it at 11 seconds on the video. Now, the second person that we see in the screen looks like they're, physically right in front of you. Who is that?
That's right.
And when you first approached him, can you describe what happened in your own words? Whether we saw it on the video or not, just in your own words, describe what happened.
So when he came up to me, like from the video, from what I can see, because I'm saying track my own work, it was like 3 years ago. For another video, but I was stopping a little. I could see I was stopping a little. And like I said, I'm lefty. I'm righty. I stopped him with my left, trying to like back him up. You know what I mean? And then,
Let me stop you for 1 second. That interaction that we see, would that have been right after he said, I don't remember what your exact words were, but
what's up now, pussy?
what's up now, pussy?
Probably like 10 seconds later, because he was still walking.
Okay. And could you see his face as he was walking towards you?
Yeah.
How did he look?
Oh, angry.
So could you tell as he was approaching you that you were headed for a physical confrontation with him?
His hands wasn't up. It was more so walking, so then when we got to each other, he initiated, like try to like grab me or try to like grab me by my collar. That's why you see like that, and then I like grabbed him off. You know what I mean?
So as best you can remember it, he was the first one who grabbed you by the collar,
Then he grabbed me by my collar.
and then you raised which of your hands to
My left.
your left hand to separate from him.
Yeah.
Okay. And as he grabbed the collar of your sweatshirt, what did he do?
I think he just trying to tug at me and like talking and going back and forth. And then Elijah, everything happened so fast. And then Elijah gets in the middle.
Okay. When you say he's talking at you, do you remember anything that he said?
Like I said, it was 3 years ago. I would have to see what I said before. I don't want to say something that I don't like vaguely remember.
That's fair. But so as you sit here right now, today, 3 years later, you don't specifically remember the words he said. Is that what you're saying?
Not the words so much, except for like towards the ending when the gun came out. I remember that. I
Okay.
remember the words that came out when the gun came out.
As best we can, I'd like to go through it step by step. So when he first approaches you, you're saying he's saying words, but you can't remember the words.
I don't remember.
Do you remember the tone that he had said these words with?
Oh, at that point, like, we pretty much damn near fighting. Like, he's saying what he's trying to get, I don't know.
I mean, did he sound angry to you?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Were you saying anything back to him?
Yeah,
Do you,
I don't remember.
You don't remember your words. Do you remember your tone?
I was angry because he touched me. I was just like, the fuck off me, or probably like. But then, mind you, the gun came out seconds later, so then my tone got really angry after. Because, what the fuck you got a gun for? And that's what I said.
Okay, so you kind of move forward. You remember being angry because he's tugging at your sweatshirt. Then he had a gun in his hand. Did you see where the gun came from?
It came from his waistline.
Okay, so
It came from his waistline.
This might be clear to everybody except me, but can you have Mr. Efron identify on the screen who's who?
yes, please.
I'm the one on the right, and then it's Rocky with the black hoodie.
Thank you.
For the record, he's holding on the left side.
You have a sweatshirt with some type of graphic on it?
Yeah.
All right. Some photographs of his clothing. I have three photographs. Can I just staple them and collectively mark them as equals? 16.
16A through C.
Okay. I'm going to show you 16A. Do you recognize what you see there?
Yeah, that's my hoodie.
Is that the same hoodie that you were wearing that day?
Yes, it is.
And is that the back of the hoodie?
Yes.
And then 16B, do you recognize that?
Yeah, it's in front of my hoodie.
Same one you were wearing that day?
Yes.
And then 16C,
Yes, my sweatpants.
same one you were wearing that day?
Yes.
Okay. So your sweatshirt or hoodie had that graphic on the back,
Yeah,
correct?
yeah.
back to the video. If I can remember where we left off. So you, too long for my video. So you were saying that you were upset that he grabbed you by the collar, but then he produced the gun with his from his waistband, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Do you remember which hand he was holding the gun in? His left or his right?
Probably is right.
Do you remember? Or?
No, I don't remember.
Okay, you just remember he had a gun in his hand.
Yeah, I just remember we got a gun in his hand.
Did you? And I don't mean the instant that you saw it, but throughout this incident, could you see the gun clearly?
Oh yeah.
Do you know the difference between a semi-automatic pistol and a revolver?
Yes.
What is the difference between those two you?
One of them have a clip and the other one you just load up bullets.
Do you? If I told you that a revolver had a wheel,
Right.
does that make sense to you?
Yes, it does.
And the gun that you saw him with, was it a semi-automatic, as you say, with a clip, or was it a revolver that has a wheel?
It's a semi-automatic with a clip.
Okay. Do you remember what color it was?
Black.
And do you remember anything else about it?
No.
Had you ever seen that gun before?
No.
Did you know the defendant to carry guns regularly?
Not really. I think one time he said I seen like on his wallet he had like a firearms in New York one time or something like that, but I don't remember ever seeing like or knowing like physically knowing.
Okay. I mean, like, did you personally see him with a gun on occasions before this?
No, he has a lot of security.
Okay. Did you, if someone said that the defendant was known to carry a prop gun or fake guns, would that have been knowledge that you personally had?
No, he don't carry big guns. You don't prop guns?
Yes.
No.
You never knew him to carry a prop?
No.
Did you ever know him to have any guns? And I don't mean, now I want to kind of broaden it. So not that he would carry in public, but guns that he would have either at his house or anywhere else.
Not to my knowledge. I never physically seen any guns on Rocky.
Okay. Except for
That night.
that day when
Yeah, that night.
Okay. Now, from what we see on the video, the two of you move off screen off the video. Do you agree with that?
Yes.
And when the two of you move off of the screen, is that where he first pulled the gun out of his waistband?
Yeah.
What was the first thing that you saw him do with the gun?
Oh, he pointed at me, and then that's when Elijah was like in between, and he's like, "I'll kill you right now, pussy," or like whatever, like just was. And then I'm right behind Elijah, and I'm saying, "If you brought a gun, use it then." Like, the fuck you brought a gun for, pussy? That's the words I was saying to him.
When you said he pointed it at you, where on your body was it pointing?
Like towards my stomach, like towards like my headish a little. Like everything was happening so fast. You know what I mean?
And from what you're describing, was it moving?
Yeah, it was moving. He had it up.
Okay, so he didn't just hold it at your stomach. It was kind of
No, he was looking for a spot to shoot.
Okay.
Like if Elijah wasn't there, I don't know what would happen.
And you said as he was pointing it at you, what did he say?
I'll kill you right now.
And was that in an angry tone?
Yeah, he was livid.
Was his voice elevated? Like, was he yelling this at you, or was this something
Yeah.
he was saying quiet?
Yeah, because we was yelling back and forth at this point.
All right. And you said that after he pointed the gun at you, you became angry, correct?
Yeah, I became furious.
So what did you say back to him?
I told him to use it.
Why
Not
did you?
because mentally, like, I couldn't believe he just pulled the gun out on me. So I'm like, what the fuck? Like, you better use that shit. The fuck you got a gun for?
Can you explain? I want, as best you can to the jury, explain to them what you mean by I can't believe he just pulled a gun on. What is that? What do you mean by that?
Like, I physically cannot believe there was a gun in my face. Like, that was the breaking point for me. Because like what I said, I told this kid numerous times, if you have a problem with me, let me know. You know what I mean? I feel like this got to the max. Like, this was like no return. So, if I was willing to die for my respect at this point, I don't care. You get what I'm saying? Like, if this is what you want to do, I still have my dignity. That's how I felt.
You're saying I can't believe he did this to me, though. Did you ever think that he would actually shoot you?
At that point, I don't know. Like I said, I was just so mad. I seen a gun. I didn't care.
And so when you told him something to the effect of to shoot you, I mean, did you have a death wish at that moment? Did you want him to actually shoot you?
Oh, of course not.
So what was why did you say that to him?
Because I was just so mad. I seen this man just pull a gun out on me. You know what I mean? Like, I was furious. Like, what the fuck is a gun? What are you doing with a gun?
Were you mad because specifically it was the defendant? Or do you think you would have also been mad had this been, say, just a stranger?
What do you mean?
So if a stranger had pulled a gun on you the same way that he did, how do you think you would feel?
Oh, I would try to run. I would try to, like, if a regular person pulled a gun out on me,
Yes.
I'd probably be dead. I don't know. I'd probably run, probably get shot.
Do you think you'd respond the same way and say, shoot me?
No. Stranger? No.
Do you think you'd be scared in that scenario?
The only reason why I said that is because I know Rocky. I know him. You know what I mean? So I felt at the moment that was the right thing to do. Especially, it goes back to Mr. 6-month man. I'm not going to let you feel like you come around and do what the fuck you want. You get what I'm saying? Like, you're not about to pull a gun out on me. It's not happening. I mean, you already did, but I'm going to let you know in front of your two little minions you brought with you that, because I'm pretty sure they would have ran back to this crib and told everybody else, oh, I just pulled out a gun on Relli or did this. Like, no. If they're going to go back to his house, they're going to say, Relli stood up for himself. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yes, thank you. So I believe you said that Ills was the one who got between you, correct?
Say what now?
Ills was the one that got between you and the defendant.
Yeah. Yes.
Let me play this forward a little bit more. And I'm going to pause it here. I think we're at 14 seconds. That person that we see in the blue jacket, who's that?
That's it.
All right, and what is Ills doing at this point in the video?
He's breaking up. He's trying to dis-escalate the situation.
Physically get between the two.
Yeah, physically. Yeah.
All right, I'll play it forward. Now, I can go back if you need me to. I paused it at 23 seconds on this video. The very bottom left-hand corner, we saw someone with a red kind of jacket. Do you agree with that?
Yeah. Yes.
Who was that?
That's Jamal 12.
Okay. What, if you remember, what was 12 doing during this interaction?
He was off to the side the whole time. He was not trying to, like, everything happened so fast. Like, from what I can remember, he was just, like, looking. That's why I said, like, even after everything, like, I don't care if he was on talk, I still love the kid because he put himself in between everything. You know what I mean? Now, 12, he was off on the side. He was just looking. Like, and then when I guess he seen the ills intervene, that's when he kind of intervened, but I don't think he would have did anything.
Okay. Is it fair to say that when when you're having this interaction with the defendant, you're focusing much more attention on him.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Very far less so than whatever 12 is doing.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I'll just kind of play it through here. And I'll stop it where this video stops. So right at the end of that video, we saw someone, a part of their body, their lower part of their body, come back into the frame. Did you recognize who that was? I can go back if you need me to. Just a few seconds. Okay, great. Let's stop it right there. That is at 25 seconds on the video player there. That person that we can see, just the lower half of their body, who's that?
That's Rocky.
Okay. And can you see the gun in his hand there?
Yeah.
That's the same gun he pointed at you.
Yeah.
What did he do with the gun after Bill separated the two of you?
He put it back away, but I think from what I remember that day, those people that walked by, they kind of like stopped everything because once he seen them, he kind of like, because I'm yelling, I'm literally yelling, and that was like, I feel like that was one of the ways that like I didn't get shot too because I'm yelling at the top of my lungs. You know what I mean? I'm making a scene. You know what I mean? So once he seen like those people walk by, he put it away, and that's when he started like kind of walking away.
The people that we see walk by, they had nothing to do with
No, that was just a couple, I believe. That was just a couple walking by. Like I briefly seen them off my peripheral.
Okay. So after he puts the gun back in his waistband, you said he walked away. Where did he go?
He was going down the same block that he came from.
Now, the landmark street that you know is Hollywood Boulevard. Was he walking towards Hollywood or away?
Argyle. I guess that's Argyle down.
He's walking down Argyle.
Yeah.
But away from Hollywood Boulevard? Or
Yeah, away from Hollywood Boulevard.
Okay. One second. Do you remember the clothing that Hills was wearing at all?
I think he had like a varsity on and like hat or something like that.
The varsity, was it a blue jacket?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was like a Stussy jacket, like a custom one.
Before I move on from this, at the first point where the defendant is pointing the gun at you, how far away from your body was the end of the gun?
Oh, it was getting me pressed up against me. Like,
Did it actually touch you?
I don't remember everything happening so fast.
But if it wasn't actually touching you, it was very
It was
close.
very close. If anything, I'm pretty sure it probably touched the hills. That's how close it was.
Did you say to the defendant, put that fake gun away?
No.
Is that something that you would say to him?
No, well, why would I say put that big gun away?
Or why, does that confuse you because you don't know him to actually carry a fake gun?
It just confusing me all around.
The incident that we see as it's captured on the surveillance video, from the time that the two of you first come to each other to the time where he puts the gun away and walks away, is that the total amount of time that this incident took?
What do you mean?
Meaning, after you all walk off camera at the end of this clip, was there anything else that you remember that happened at the parking garage, or was that he just walked away?
Okay, so right after, Elijah's still next to me, and I look off to the right, and I see Jamel putting, like kind of kneeling down, which is 12E, ASAP 12E, and I see him putting away a knife. So at this point, mentally, I'm already fucking furious, right? I see Jamel putting a knife away. So I'm like, what the fuck you got a knife for? That's exactly what I say. I see Jamel putting, what the fuck you got a knife for? Because I'm thinking this is okay, if me and Rocky got a problem, it's a white flag situation. The other two should not be interacting. If anything, they're going to be de-escalating or breaking it up. So to my knowledge, I'm like, oh, hell no. So now I'm walking with them. And I'm literally screaming out at the top of my lungs, damn near, on how Rocky failed us and how Jamel went on tour with Rocky for about 8 or 9 years. And he's back in the projects. Not that it's his fault, but this is the type of things that occur. You know what I mean? You pull the blanket away and there's nothing there.
Okay.
And then I'm saying other things too. I'm just verbally expressing how I feel. You know what I mean? Because I know I would never see this dude again. You just pulled a gun out on me. You know what I mean? Like, I probably would have walked away if I didn't see Jamel with the knife. Because I'm still with ills, like right here kind of. But when I seen that, I'm like, well, fuck it. I'm just going to talk whatever the fuck I want to say.
Okay, I'm going to ask you some follow-up questions on that and break it down a little bit.
Okay.
From what you're describing, the additional interactions that you had at the parking garage were seen 12, correct? With the knife?
Oh, yeah.
But had the defendant, had Rocky walked away?
Say what?
Had Rocky walked away?
Everything was happening fast. So he was not quite far away. He was not even it's probably like a little bit from like where you at. And I'm standing right here. In 12, he's probably like, everything's so close. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It was just still kind of like backing me off.
Probably approximating 15 feet.
Okay, so, but my point is, the video that we watched is almost exactly 30 seconds from the time you guys come together to the time you walk off camera. Is that your recollection of maybe how long that interaction at the parking garage took was 30 seconds?
With the whole incident right there?
Yes.
I wouldn't know.
Okay.
Unless I look at the video timestamps and stuff like that.
Is it fair to say that it was quick?
Oh yeah, it was quick.
Okay. Then he went walking, you said, away from Hollywood Boulevard, unarmed, correct?
Yes. Yes.
And he was about 15 feet away from you. The defendant was about 15 feet away, and that's when you saw 12E.
Yeah, his back was turned though. He was like kind of walking already.
12E?
No, Rocky. Rocky was kind of walking away already. It was just still next to me, like, because you know we just broke up the situation, and 12E was putting a knife away.
How close to you was 12E?
I wasn't, probably like about, if I was to skip, probably like 3 skips away, because after I said, what the fuck you got a knife for, 12E kind of walked a little faster to Rocky.
I've had a lot of people estimate using different things. I've never had anyone estimate with skips. How far do you think a skip is? Or
Because that's what I was thinking, because I was physically thinking, I was thinking about punching 12E. You know what I mean? Like, what do you got a knife for?
But how close was he? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
He was about 3 or 4 skips away.
What does skip mean? How far is a skip?
You know what I mean? Like,
No. How far is a
You
skip?
can point to something in the court.
like here to the middle of where that line is at, like not too
Like here?
Approximately
yeah, a little bit more
7
here.
feet
Yeah,
from
like right there.
Okay.
about 7 to 8 feet.
Yeah,
All right.
a little further actually, because he's bending down, so I'm like he's putting the knife away. So then when I see that, I'm like fuck, like what the fuck am I gonna do right now?
Let me stop you though. The knife specifically, what did the knife look like?
I don't know. I just seen it quick. Everything happened quick. I just seen him putting away a knife, and then he said it's not like that.
What
He
is-
said no, it's not like that, and then he's walking towards Rocky.
What does putting a knife away mean to you? Like, is it a folding knife or he's
I
holding
guess it was a
out?
folding knife.
Okay. Not like he's wearing a sheath and he's tucking it in is what he's
No.
All right. So he's folding the knife, he puts it in his pocket?
Yeah.
All right.
No, I think he put it in his coat. Like he kind of like, as soon as he seen me, observed him putting the knife away, he kind of like put it away, kind of scurried off to Rocky, like towards Rocky.
All right. So if the defendant was the first person to walk away, is 12 the second person to walk after him?
Yeah.
And then you're standing with Ills.
And I'm walking with Ills pretty much, and Ills is still telling me, yo, here go, and I'm just letting them have it, like just telling them whatever I feel like. You know what I mean?
But you're kind of side by side with Ills.
Yeah, I'm side by side with Ills. Because that's why I was able to like grab him or whatever.
You used a couple terms in your answer before. You said this was like a white flag situation.
Yeah,
What does that mean?
Meaning we're all ASAP members. So if one person has a problem with another, I'm not expecting anybody else to intervene, or like, you know what I mean? Other than like supporting the person they came with, which they did. They supported Rocky. He was in LA for the couple, so.
Did you feel like, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, so this isn't how you felt. Let us know. But did you feel like this whole situation, this whole link up, as you described it, was a setup?
Oh yeah, for sure. But I don't think the other two. I think they was just because Rocky had everybody in his house. I was looking on social media later, and I noticed everybody was in his house. So, and if he's flying them to LA, I'm pretty sure he's not getting them a hotel. So I'm pretty sure they're still in his house.
I didn't object. That was a leading question.
It was leading and it was also non-responsive. Let's take the break now, folks. We're going to resume. Remember, tomorrow's 10, not 10:30. So please be outside the courtroom doors as close to that time as possible. We will resume with Mr. Efron's testimony. Go ahead and leave all your materials on your chairs. Don't discuss the case amongst yourself or anybody else. Please don't look at anything in print media or electronic media. See you tomorrow at 10.